Hey guys, it's a late shave, so I'm going to get it done and get to bed. We have a couple of new things here. Um, starting with the old, got a Personna Platinum blade that's been used about 18, 19 times. The last time I used it, it was with a Wolfman WR1 head. It was with my .46 head. Well, this is my 5.4 head. And so I am going to try it out and see if it is as smooth as I remember. Maybe even in my memory, it's like it's smoother than the lower gap 46, which seems strange. But we're going to try it and just see what we get. Same blade, that sort of thing. This is my, you can see it's wet, badger brush. This is my Oumo knot that I've used a few times now. The Manchuria knot from them, and it came out of the handle the last time I used it. At least it started to. I've re-secured it, but I've also taken out one of the spacers, one of the two spacers that I was using to raise the knot up, because it had such a big bloom that I felt like part of the bloom just wasn't being used and enjoyed. So I've learned now that this is a nice easy splay knot, so let us try it with a little bit less loft, probably 2 or 3 millimeters less of loft. And the silicone has had a few days to cure, so it should be just fine there. All right, and then here's the new item. This is a Fitjar Islands tub of soap, and this is a cool wooden thing they give you. I just kind of refreshed it with a little bit of their jojoba oil that they provide with it. And it's got a puck of Slatteroy was what I tried in this initially, but the Slatteroy smells like Lemon Pledge, and maybe for those people who aren't in America and have that product or are familiar with that product, it's a nice scent, nice lemony kind of scent. But for people like me who kind of grew up with that as furniture polish, it's not that special. Okay, well, this is Havn. I managed to find a puck on the used market. It used to be called something like chamomile or something like that with Fitjar Islands. I've enjoyed the hard soap that was the Slatteroy. The performance of it was excellent, so I wanted to get another hard puck. The chamomile scent is there, as well as a little bit of lavender, according to their notes, and then it's got some hints of cedar and woodiness. I'm hoping that stands out as well during the shave. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the hole that the wooden thing has, but as soap suds get down back there and dry and things like that, I think it'll secure itself. If it doesn't, one of the things you can do is just take a butter knife or something and make some shavings off the top, and then shove those shavings around in the gap, and that'll secure it pretty well. All right, so as you can see, I've pre-bloomed it. I put a little bit of water on it already, and we will lather up with this thing very soon. Let's put the blade in the razor. WR1. I believe, really, in my memory, this razor was so enjoyable. I really liked using it. Now, I'll have to trace back and see what blade I used. And so then maybe I'll put that blade in the smaller gap WR1. I believe this is an Italian barber handle. It's their super knurled handle. I like the look of it a lot, so I'm using it with this head. And this is a brushed metal head. All right, we are locked in. Everything's, well, you know what? Are things good to go? we're good. All right, get some water on my face, and we can start loading up the soap. All right, here we go. I've had this brush soaking for just a few minutes, not a long time. So we'll shake out a lot of the water. And let's do 30 seconds. I think I started at about 25. So that means we'll go to 55. Just received this puck in the mail today. 10 more seconds. Small container means you're not going to get a lot of splay with your brush. One more second, and there we go. Oh yeah, some of the different notes are coming out there. All right, so let's just hope that we got enough soap on there. Of course, we can always come back to the puck if we need to. Yeah, the top feels pretty tacky on there. I've got an oily face right now. Okay, I'm going to wipe off the container here. This is a hard soap, and so you can assume that we're probably going to have to put a little bit more water in it than usual. Yeah, the chamomile and lavender are there. I wanted a representation from Fitjar, but they just didn't really have a whole lot of sense that kind of seemed in my wheelhouse. So this one might just be what I go with. Now you see how dry that is? Yep, all we have to do is just keep adding the water. 2 teaspoons in it now. Three. Let's go ahead and put 4 in just for grins. As you can see, the lather is starting to increase in quantity. Let's kind of feel of it here. It's nice and slick, but it's kind of a light, watery slickness. So let's just maybe stop adding water for now. And just mix it up for a little bit more and go with that. This is a short handle, and so I do tend to get my fingers wet when I use this guy. And I think that'll probably do. Probably a little drier than I run most of my soaps. Let's just see if it's too dry once we get it on the face. Get my face wet now. All right, here we go. Well, when you lower the loft, sometimes you can increase the backbone. I do believe it's increased just a little bit, but not too much. So I'm really happy. I think I feel more of the tips here. It's a good knot. And with silicone, you can always pull the knot out. Add that spacer back in if you change your mind. This is a dense knot. It's a SHD, super high density, finest badger. So I do feel a lot of tips. They're not super soft. They're not legendary soft like a few of the other brushes out there. But I haven't had too many uses on this brush. I've got a feeling they're going to soften up a little bit. Just working that lather in. Don't quite need so much around the goatee there. All right, a little bit on the messy side. Okay. See how the 54 does. Pretty comfy. I think maybe this blade and this razor aren't exactly jiving. I'll have to switch to another one and compare the two Wolfman heads. But I believe this one kind of feels, it does not feel more aggressive than the 46. And rinse. Now that was not a very luxurious rinse. Just kind of felt like rinsing water off your face, but every once in a while I'll get that because I do have oily skin. Okay. But the razor felt pretty slick, pretty good glide. Second pass. run this lather just a bit too wet. It's skipping. That's one way you can tell sometimes. But it's working. And there we go. Take a little bit of the lather from the bowl there. Sometimes it's good just to kind of apply some of the lather with your hand. Feel it on your skin. See what kind of slickness it gives you. I think I did wet this a little bit too much. All right, I'm going to rinse. As you regular watchers have seen me do, if I do have a lather that's too wet, I just dab my face dry between passes, and that uses up some of that wetness in the lather to rehydrate my face, and it dries it out just a little bit. It's a nice way to tweak it. Let's see what kind of scent we're getting now. Yeah, just a light, easy chamomile and lavender. Maybe I can pick up hints of the wood, the cedar, but not really all that much. It's supposed to be, it's called Havn, and in I think it's Dutch, the language of the Fitjar Islands area. Apologize. Oh, Norwegian. That's what it is. I think it's Norwegian. In Norwegian, Havn means harbor. So this is supposed to remind you of coming home from a fishing trip or a trip at sea. Smelling some of the wildflowers coming down from the hills as you pull into the harbor. That kind of thing. Calming, relaxing. You're safe now. That's kind of what they're going for. Obviously, lavender and chamomile are particularly suited for that type of thing. And there we go. The secondary slickness is not high on this one. You will definitely want to watch out and re-lather an area before you come back and shave it again. I can just get some lather from the bowl. And there we go. Let's check out the lather. This brush holds a good bit. Of lather. I've got this much in the bowl, so I'd say the loading was about right. 30 seconds. If I were to use, since this is a hard puck, if I were to use it every day, it would retain a little bit of the moisture from day to day, and so I could definitely reduce that load time. So let's gather up what we have in the bowl. Take a look here. That's a good lather. Feels really nice and light. It's got a sheen to it. What kind of slickness do we feel here? got some cushion as well. The slickness. That's interesting. It's it almost has like a silky feeling, but it has a little bit of almost drag to it. Almost like it's making my skin fuzzy, and then the fuzziness of the two contact surfaces is what's slick. So it's kind of different than a lot of the soaps that I've evaluated in that regard. And maybe that's why it is slick enough to give you a safe, protected shave, but it doesn't have that secondary slickness to linger in an area. But in all other respects, the cushion and just the feel of it on my hands here is just very nice. I mean, in a way, I think I might have gotten about as perfect of a mixture I could get. We'll just have to play around with it. Yeah, an easygoing, light, relaxing scent on this one. Don't have a lot of peaceful type post-shave products, but I do have Nivea Original, decent, kind of average Joe type scent. And this Original I've had for a few years now. The same size bottle in the sensitive gave me about 120 uses for $5. I think that's pretty decent. All right, so I picked that relaxing scent. I actually like it as the post shave for today. I didn't get any irritation or anything like that, so I'm happy. Shave was nice and close, so that's a win. For those 30 seconds of loading, I used 4 teaspoons of water. I think maybe next time I'll try using a little bit less water, see what happens. All right, guys, there we go. Nice shave. It was kind of relaxing and chill. It's what I need. It's late. Still no irritation or anything like that. I got a really close shave, so but I will have to pick another blade and try out the 2 Wolfman gaps and see if I can tell the difference. But I'm happy either way. They both feel good so far. But I was hoping that the 46 would be noticeably smoother than the 54. So we'll see if we can find that out, maybe by trying another blade or 2. I like the Havn, not a lot, but enough. After smelling the Nivea on my face, for some reason it's actually helping me to bring out the woodiness in the Havn soap. I can smell that now. So isn't that funny the way smells work? This is the Fitjar wooden bowl that you can order. And I think we're good. I think that's it. Yeah. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves, and I hope that there's been something in this video that's good for you, help you out. You guys take care.